I don't know what's up with our luck, but this is our fourth hike in a row with a rainy weather. And it's not just like a light drizzle, it's like rain.
We are here today in the rainy Kamikochi, and we are gonna do a 2-day, 30-kilometer out and back hike to one of Japan's most beautiful autumn spots, Karasawa Cirque. To get to the trailhead, we took the night bus from Shibuya Mark City that took us all the way to Kamikochi.
It was easy going road, life was anything but fair, but somehow we didn't care.
After about an hour of walking, we have reached Myojinkan. It is an inn, but like all the lodges around Kamikochi, you need to book months in advance because they fill up quickly. After having some warm drinks, we resumed our walk. This area is bear country, and you'll see bear bells along the trail that you can ring to scare any nearby bears away.
Hold up. When did we grow up? When did dreams give way to plans? Wonder slip through our hands. Just hold up. Just hold up.
This is Tokusawa, and it is also an accommodation where you can stay or camp. This is the second campground we have seen along the trail, the first one being right next to Kappabashi. This place also has a restaurant if you want to eat first before heading back on the trail, which will not be a bad idea because this will be the last food source you'll have until you reach Karasawa Cirque. An hour from Tokusawa is Yokoo, and this is where the hike gets harder and you will now be required to submit a hiking itinerary. This place is another mountain lodge and the third camping ground you will see from Kamikochi.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.
Probably look like crap right now, but we reached Karasawa Hute, but we still need to pitch our tent, so let's go.
I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah.
Hello everyone, we're now here inside our tent, and it's still raining pretty hard outside. You probably couldn't hear me properly right now. I also don't have a microphone with me. But whether we hike Hotaka tomorrow in the morning would largely depend on the weather. If it's still this bad, we probably won't. If it's a good weather, we'll see. But yeah, see y'all tomorrow. It's our second day here in Karasawa Cirque, and we have a much better weather than yesterday. Although the clouds are still there, so there's still a possibility of rain. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but we spent our whole morning just trying to dry our stuff because the sun was out, and thankfully most of them dried. I said last night that we might hike Hotaka if the weather's good, but I really am not in the right emotional state to hike a mountain that hard, especially since we got drenched yesterday. I just like lost all the willpower to like do anything. But today we're just gonna walk around the area of Karasawa Cirque, and we're just gonna show you guys what we did for our day 2. Yeah, it's not gonna be anything technical, but yeah, it's still gonna be pretty. The autumn colors are really popping up here. It's only like the second week of October, and it's already like peak autumn colors around here. So let's go.
Our second day was a relaxing one compared to yesterday's wet and gloomy one. We walked a little bit on the panorama course for about 20 minutes just to check out the view. And from this point, we saw unobstructed views of the Cirque.
So when you see this path, this part is the junction where you need to choose either you go to Karasawa Hyute, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, or to Karasawa Goya. However, if you're camping, you would save, I think, more time if you just go to the right side, because when you go here, it would take you all the way to the camping site, and then you can immediately choose the spot where you want to camp your tent. Because with how things go here, you have to first pick a spot, pitch your tent, and then go to that area there and pay for your tent. So yeah, because if you go from this side, it would like take you to the forest before you get to Karasawa Hyute.
And here's how much you would pay for camping. They also rent out plywoods that go under your tent, so it's not directly on a rocky surface. They disappear fast though, so you need to hurry if you want one of these. At around noon, we went to Karasawa Goya. They rent out helmets, which are extremely necessary if you're going to Hotaka. We ordered chashu ramen, and it was just what we needed for this cold weather. But
It is never too cold for ice cream.
and this is why we also got this Oreo soft cream.
Ooh, that's a big chunk of Oreo. Look.
We then checked out this small pond just 5 minutes away from Karasawa Hut. Then we checked out Karasawa Hut. Like Karasawa Goya, you need to book months in advance if you want to stay the night inside. They also sell food here, and we got ourselves some karage for snacks. My boyfriend also bought red wine, which he boiled. It was actually nice and warmed us up nicely. After this, we took a nice long nap before going back to Karasawa Hut to have dinner, which was, once again, ramen. The clouds also finally gave way for the views of the nearby mountains, including Yarigatake, also known as the Matterhorn of Japan. On the early morning of day 3, we first had our breakfast at Karasawa Hut. There are limited spaces where you can use an open fire here, so make sure you're in one of those if you're gonna use it. After admiring the peaks of the Northern Alps on this cold, misty autumn morning up close one last time, we started hiking down. And I am happy to say, we finally got to enjoy the trail without the pouring rain and were able to see the vibrant colors this place is famously known for.
It's so cold. But be careful not to trip.
It took us around 7.5 hours to hike up and 5.5 hours to hike down. Just a piece of advice for those of you who would come here by night bus on a weekend from Tokyo. Make sure to book it ahead of time because tickets sell out very fast during the autumn season. Tickets usually become available for purchase exactly 1 month before your departure date. We booked ours through highwaybus.com. Also, a reminder that Kamikochi is closed in winter, usually from mid-November to early April, so you might want to first check the schedules before you go.
Once you get off that stairs, it's just flat from there. It's not like very flat, but like 90% is just flat. So that is so pretty.
We decided to stop by for pizzas at Michikosa restaurant in Tokusawa. They also sell some delicious affogato. When we resumed our walk, we got so lucky to see some Japanese macaques on the trail. Our last stop was the visitor center where we got the stamp for the Chubu Sangaku National Park. And that's all for a hike to one of Japan's most famous autumn destinations, Karasawa Cirque. See you on the trails, everyone!